Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm back. I'm back here with Coach Hunter for Jefferson High School. He's a volleyball coach, a track coach, a football coach. He's just doing it all these days, man. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
It's nice
Little
to have you.
tired.
It's nice to have you. Congratulations on your first volleyball win tonight. Tomorrow, you go into a matchup with Washington, who is your crosstown rival. I know I did a little research. This is your 15th year playing, and I know that you guys are up in the series. You guys have won 9 games, but I do know that you also coached at both schools. So what's it like being one of maybe 2 or 3 coaches that's coached on both sides of this rivalry?
My time with the beginning part of Washington was early on. So, we were just getting things started at Washington, implementing everything, getting the program off the ground. We were able to get one of those wins. I think my second year coaching over there as the offensive coordinator, we were able to get a win over here at Jefferson. It's a different atmosphere. First of all, being over there, trying to establish something over there, and then being here, an alumni of Jefferson, just the energy is a little bit different. Not saying either one's better or worse, it's just different.
Yeah, I'm, going into this game, it's a rivalry for the kids. They went to school with each other. Some like Harpers Ferry. Some of them went to Harpers Ferry there at Jefferson. Some went to Harpers there at Washington. So like, it's a game within inside the game that everybody knows each other. How do the kids, prepare and go into this? Like, what is their excitement like going into a game when they know they're playing maybe their cousins, their brothers, their friends of close family?
It's a little bit, it gets a little intense. Sometimes with social media nowadays, it really gets intense. But sometimes they're talking to each other on social media, trying to brag to each other, talk to each other. So, you try to keep them locked in and focused on what the real thing is, which is the game on Friday night. That's the thing I talked about all week long in practice, is staying focused, staying out of the junk and the extra curriculars that might go on in the game. Because anything can happen, and then you lose a player, and hopefully we could be playing after this. So we don't want to lose a player and then lose a player in the playoffs.
Well, I think it's safe to say that you are back in the playoffs. Now, you're really playing this week for seeding. What's it like the last 2 years? I know you had a rough stretch, programs go up and down, and now you guys are back on track. What's it like being back on track, knowing that you're a playoff team now, and that's the expectation back at Jefferson High?
It feels good. Like you said, some programs go through rough patches. There's peaks and valleys. Some programs, we hit a peak for a couple of years, and it feels good to get up out of there and be back on track, getting back in the playoffs again. It actually feels real good. Now, like I told the kids, we're playing for our position in the playoffs. Do you want to play a favorable seed, or do you want to go in and play somebody that you don't mind playing, but you'd rather see them later on down the road in the playoffs?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead.
That's where we're sitting right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and congratulate you on making the playoffs again. I know you guys put up 50-some points last week, but you had some guys not playing. You had a guy that came in late. Is there anything that you're concerned about of getting back, in the rhythm of having your full squad ready to go for a big game and ready just to hit the ground running, or are you worrying about like the hiccups that may come now that you guys are all back ready to make this push for the playoffs?
Well, you're always worried about your chemistry. A couple kids didn't play. Some played late. There was some injury concerns. So, you always worry about your chemistry when kids don't play. Hopefully we can hit our stride again Friday night, tomorrow night, hit our stride and get things rolling and just keep it rolling once we get in the playoffs.
And I know Washington's going to bring a ground attack. They're going to really try to, pound the ball at you for 4 quarters. What problems do they present to you that may be a level of concern going into tomorrow night?
They're big up front. They're big up front. We're not an overly sized team up front. We got some decent size. I don't think we're that big. So just the problem of them maybe just leaning on us and probably trying to wear us down. So, our key thing is up front, we got to use our speed and our quickness and get knocked back and get off the ball to create havoc with their offensive line. And then just make and read our keys properly with all that misdirection back there. That's just the problem that, it's not the first time we've seen the single wing. We saw it last year in the playoffs. We see it every year in a scrimmage against Clark County. And then we saw it this year against Millbrook. So it's not our first time seeing the single wing, but it always creates problems when you're trying to get young kids to stay focused and stay disciplined and reading their keys and staying gap at their gap assignments.
Yeah, we all know gap assignment is huge on stopping the single wing, getting your eyes out of the backfield, reading your keys. So that's something that presents a challenge to you guys. Well, on the offensive side of the ball, what are one of the key points that you think that's to your advantage going into this game that you think that you could really use to go to that with a 7-3 record going into the end of the year? What is your big key to going into the game more offensively?
I would say the key thing is to utilize our weapons. We have speed on the outside that is I think is pretty much unmatched in the area and possibly in the state. So making sure we can just get the ball to those guys and utilizing them and staying and making sure we can actually handle the blitz packages they're going to send at us. I mean, that's going to be the thing, just getting the ball to the guy, our quick guys in space and utilizing that, and then being able to pound the ball a little bit with Evan in the backfield.
It's you have a senior driven offensive weapons at receiver, and it is close to the end of the year. Like, as a coach, what is your mindset going into it's his last couple of games with these guys that you've had for 4 years, with Spencer and Isaiah, whom you coach in track and football? Like, what's it like knowing that the time is at near, maybe 4 or 5 more games? What is it like knowing that, man, this is your last little race with them on the football field?
First, tomorrow night is senior night. So, the main focus to tell the team is, like, for your underclassmen, you want to make sure we send these guys off the way you would like to be sent off as a senior. So, it's going to be, you take everything in stride and you go game by game. Coaching these guys, this great group of guys for 4 years, and them leaving, it touches you. When you're around kids, when you're around kids like that and they grow and you watch them grow and you watch them mature, when you see them leave, you're happy to see the growth in them, but you're also sad that this is going to be it. You're not going to get a chance to coach them anymore in football. So, there'll be over the next couple of weeks, there'll be some happiness and there'll be some sad times.
Well, we know that you're about to get busy. Tomorrow, tonight, you're going to watch some film on Washington. You got to watch some volleyball film now that you're coaching volleyball. You're just a jack of all trades. I have to keep bringing that up, But just, I just want one key offensively, one key player that could have a breakout game tomorrow night.
It's so hard to say. I think Isaiah Fritz could have a breakout game tomorrow night. I think he have a breakout game. Isaiah Fritz and possibly Keyshawn, because those two guys are slot receivers. They've shown to play some man-to-man. I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow night against us, but the last 2 games we've seen, they played some cover 1 and they played some a little bit of cover 2. So we'll see which one they give us tomorrow night. Either way, I think the slot receivers become big in that.
Well, I know if I was coaching this Jefferson, I would not be coming into the game playing man-to-man with all the speed you got on the outside. Isaiah, he's a good kid. He's an amazing athlete on the track. And, I hope he has a big game. And, I wish you guys the best of luck. And here at Home Team Sports, we love covering you guys. Best of luck tomorrow. And it's good for Jefferson County to have the rivalry, and we just hope for a good showing. Everybody exits healthy, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. We'll see you next week because we'll be covering you in the playoffs, and hopefully maybe a week after that. Just
It'd
keep
be nice.
what you guys are doing.
All right. Thank you.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
thank you.